Dark Souls Remastered is a remastered version of the original Dark Souls video game, which was released in 2011. The remastered version was released in 2018 for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. The game is an action role-playing game set in a dark and foreboding world filled with dangerous enemies and challenging boss fights. The player takes on the role of an undead warrior who must explore the world, defeat powerful enemies, and collect powerful weapons and magic spells. The remastered version features improved graphics and performance compared to the original game, as well as some additional gameplay enhancements. It also includes the Artorias of the Abyss DLC, which was originally released separately for the original game. Overall, Dark Souls Remastered is a popular and highly regarded game among fans of the action role-playing genre. Dark Souls Remastered is widely considered to be one of the most challenging video games of all time. However, whether it is the hardest of all the Souls games is a matter of debate and subjective opinion. Many players argue that other games in the series, such as Dark Souls 3 or Bloodborne, are more difficult due to their faster pace and more aggressive enemies. However, others believe that the slower and more deliberate combat of the first Dark Souls game, along with its more labyrinthine level design and unforgiving boss battles, make it the most challenging of the series. Ultimately, the difficulty of the Souls games depends on the individual player's skill level, playstyle, and preferences. While Dark Souls Remastered is certainly a difficult game, whether it is the hardest of all the Souls games is a matter of personal opinion. Whether or not Dark Souls Remastered is worth it depends on a number of factors, including your gaming preferences and whether you have played the original game before. If you are a fan of challenging action RPGs with a dark and foreboding atmosphere, then Dark Souls Remastered is definitely worth considering. The game features improved graphics and performance compared to the original, making it a more immersive and enjoyable experience overall. Additionally, if you have never played the original Dark Souls game before, then the remastered version provides an excellent opportunity to experience one of the most iconic and influential games of the past decade. The game's deep lore, intricate level design, and challenging boss fights make for a truly unforgettable experience. On the other hand, if you have already played the original game and are not particularly interested in revisiting it with improved graphics, then you may not find the remastered version to be worth the investment. Ultimately, whether or not Dark Souls Remastered is worth it is a matter of personal preference. If you enjoy challenging and immersive action RPGs and are looking for a new gaming experience, then it is definitely worth considering. Dark Souls Remastered is a fantastic game that provides an immersive and challenging gaming experience. The game is a remastered version of the original Dark Souls, released in 2011, and features improved graphics, frame rates, and other gameplay enhancements that make it a more enjoyable experience. One of the things that makes Dark Souls Remastered so compelling is its intricate level design. The world of Dark Souls is a vast and interconnected web of paths and hidden areas, and the player must explore this world in order to progress. The game's difficulty is also a major part of its appeal, as the player must face off against challenging bosses and overcome difficult obstacles in order to progress. In terms of graphics and performance, Dark Souls Remastered is a marked improvement over the original game. The game runs smoothly and looks beautiful, with detailed character models and environments that help to bring the game's dark and foreboding world to life. Overall, Dark Souls Remastered is a must-play game for fans of action RPGs and those who enjoy a good challenge. It offers an immersive and unforgettable gaming experience that will keep players coming back for more. Dark Souls Remastered features a total of 26 bosses, which is the same number of bosses as the original Dark Souls game released in 2011. These bosses are spread throughout the game's various levels and areas, and range from small and agile enemies to massive and imposing creatures that require careful strategy to defeat. The bosses in Dark Souls Remastered are a major highlight of the game, and are one of the key reasons why the game is so challenging and rewarding to play. Each boss presents a unique challenge that requires careful observation, skillful dodging and parrying, and a deep understanding of their attack patterns and weaknesses. Overall, the bosses in Dark Souls Remastered are a major part of what makes the game such a compelling and unforgettable experience, and are a key reason why the game remains so popular with players around the world. The lore of Dark Souls 1 Remastered is a deep and complex web of stories, characters, and events that make up the game's haunting and foreboding world. The game takes place in the land of Lordran, a dark and mysterious world filled with danger and uncertainty. At the heart of the game's lore is the concept of the First Flame, a powerful source of light and heat that is linked to the very fabric of the world itself. The First Flame is fading, however, and as it does so, the world of Lordran becomes increasingly dark and twisted. Players take on the role of an undead warrior who must navigate this dangerous and unforgiving world, battling fierce enemies and overcoming deadly obstacles in order to restore the power of the First Flame and save Lordran from darkness. The lore of Dark Souls 1 Remastered is rich and complex, with a vast array of characters, factions, and events that help to flesh out the world and make it feel alive. Players can uncover the game's lore by exploring its various levels and areas, reading item descriptions, and engaging in dialogue with various NPCs. Overall, the lore of Dark Souls 1 Remastered is a major part of what makes the game so compelling and immersive, and is a key reason why the game remains so popular with players around the world. So did you play Dark Souls 1 Remastered or any of the Dark Souls serials? Leave a comment down below and see you in another video.